Illegal immigration reduces wages and strains public services. The lack of border control provides a gateway for criminals and gang members to enter the United States. Wow. Vast quantities of lethal narcotics are flooding through our border. A steel barrier will help us stop illegal immigration. Thank you, and God bless America.
He's so focused on the crime.
The amount of drugs I have in my apartment right now, Jordan. I'll tell you, I know who brought those drugs in. I brought the drugs in.
After class, I hitch a ride with Marta and Danya. They're dreamers, AKA recipients of DACA, which gives them temporary residency, which is more security than many of their classmates have.
Do you have your seatbelt on this time, Jordan?
I do.
Just growing up undocumented, your parents always like, oh, are they gonna ask me, like, where are your papers? I grew up with a lot of fear, like my dad not having a license. I wouldn't ask him to take me to school events because I was always so scared of him getting pulled over or something.
What about other students who don't have DACA, who are undocumented at Freedom U?
I don't mind picking up somebody even if they're like an hour away or something. Like if it means they're gonna like be safe. I feel so blessed to like be able to like do that for my other friends. Yeah, DACA is great, but like we've been here our whole lives. We don't want just temporary relief.
DACA is it's complicated of immigration statuses.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Marta thinks I'm hilarious, but the situation is serious. Most young Americans don't give driving a second thought. But for undocumented students, it can be terrifying.
So ironically, we got pulled over.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are doing okay? Like, my heart's racing just thinking about it.
I know, I was like, oh.
He had a flashlight already out. And right away, as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, he's looking for something. And then he asked us, do you have any weapons or drugs in the car?
There was no law broken. He just pulled you over.
I don't know, it really scared me because I don't want to think about I just say that that's my reality. Or my mom's reality, or my stepdad's reality.
Fuck you, Georgia. You don't think about the tension or the anxieties that these kids have to deal with day in and day out. You ask them a little bit more about their day-to-day, and that's when things stand out. And you realize, oh, the idea of driving, that in and of itself is perilous. I never think about drama with driving. Even when I'm speeding, I'm not thinking about getting pulled over. Partially because I'm a celebrity. And when you're a celebrity, all you gotta do is blow the police officer and they'll let you off. When you're famous, they'll let you do anything.
I wonder why anyone would try to keep these students and their families from doing something as simple as driving, or what type of person would support the current Georgia Board of Regents ban.
I support the current Georgia Board of Regents ban because one way that we can foster legal immigration and discourage greatly illegal immigration is demagnetizing the magnets that bring illegal immigrants here.
Do you think Mexicans are made of metal?
I don't understand what that means.
This is Phil Kent, a political operative and spokesman for groups like Pro-English that support anti-immigrant legislation in Georgia. When folks like him say,
demagnetizing the magnets,
what he really means is making life unbearable for immigrants by cutting off access to things like jobs and school.
Let's talk specifically about undocumented people here in America.
By the way, to interrupt you, I always chuckle at the word undocumented. They're some of the most documented people in the world. It's just that they're fake.
They're fake. Okay, so they're liars. That's one way to paint it. Let me paint this undocumented.
Don't you agree?
When I say undocumented, I'm talking about the people that I spent the last few days with. They want a better education, they want to be a part of America, and they came here when they were very young because their parents were searching for a better life, AKA the American dream or some horseshit like that. What do they deserve here in this great country that we both get to live in?
I would like to wave a magic wand and have everyone happy, but because a lot of these kids deserve it.
There's a but coming.
But I think a lot of them don't.
Do you believe this is a civil rights issue?
I'm going to say that the difference between Martin Luther King and the struggle for equality by African Americans is that they were citizens and that they were disenfranchised and that there was systemic discrimination in the South by law.
Black Americans, they wanted dignity. They want to be
Exactly.
treated as humans.
Exactly.
Whereas these are immigrants.
Welcome Charles Black to class, everybody. I think Charles has not only been a supporter of Freedom University, but he was also very active in the Atlanta student movement. And he was also one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 8 students at Morehouse College.
What does Dr. King mean when he states, but today, more than ever, the black person realizes that while studying, he can also act to change the conditions which cripple his future.
I think the fact that the students that he was teaching and the students that were paying attention to the movement were so eager for the change that they were willing to risk their lives and also risk arrest. I think that's very courageous of them.
I mean, a lot of people connect Freedom University with the civil rights movement and see a lot of parallels. As somebody who's on the front lines, I was wondering what parallels you see.
I grew up in Miami, Florida. There was no college in Miami that I could attend because of the color of my skin. So what that amounted to was serious brain drain from those communities. So that is a definite parallel between the experience that you're having now. That's a very good question.
We discussed last week that we wanted to move forward with a direct action on February 12th at the next Board of Regents meeting. The risk of a direct action is that anytime you're disrupting a public hearing, police could potentially arrest people for criminal trespassing or disrupting a government assembly. But you do have a huge community of people who are willing to support you, stand in for you, and get arrested.